Hello, Grand Strand. This is Richard Florzak, the private chef to the stars, and welcome back to Talking About Food. Remember, it's the only food commentary show on the Grand Strand. I love talking about different restaurants, different types of food. I love interviewing chefs, private chefs even. There hasn't been a private chef on the show yet. We should try to find one. Anyway, we get great guests. I mean, I know it's my show, and I think they're great guests, but I think you believe that too. And what happens most often is when I have a guest scheduled, I don't know them. And they show up at the studio, and we sit down, and we have a little conversation about their background. And more often than not, it just blows me out of the water. I got to tell you, my guest in the studio today did just that. I'm always fascinated with people's backgrounds in general, but then how they got from point A to point B is just amazing. I had dinner the other night at Dirty Myrtle Wing Company, and I'm going to be doing a commentary on that later on in the show. But I have one of the owners, Troy Bennett, on the show today. His wife couldn't make it. I'm sorry to hear that. Troy, owner of Dirty Myrtle Wing Company, welcome to Talking About Food.
Thank you for having me.
So I was just going to jump into questions about the business, but I really feel like the listeners should know a little bit about your background, because I almost fell off my chair when you told me about it, about your competitive nature. So let the audience hear a little bit about your background in that particular business.
So to be honest with you, me and my wife and I, we got into the restaurant business completely by accident.
Yeah.
I played football for 11 seasons. I was in the Arena Football League.
Professional.
Yes.
Yeah.
I won 3 championships.
What position did you play?
Center.
Wow.
Yeah. I played with 5 different teams over 11 seasons.
Wow.
And then I knew football was coming to the end. My heart wasn't in it no more. It's on YouTube. They did a story on me about being the strongest guy in professional football. Did a little documentary type thing. Then I met a guy that had just competed at World's Strongest Man. I was playing in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
He had just finished 4th at World's Strongest Man. I met him. I trained with him. Football season ended. I came back home. So, well, maybe this is something I could do. So I got into strongman, and I've actually been competing in strongman since 2013. In strongman, I think 3 times I won North Carolina Strongest Man. I won South Carolina Strongest Man. I competed in America's Strongest Man in 2018 and 2021. 2018, I actually won America's Strongest Man, which was in Las Vegas at the Olympia.
Yeah.
And then 2021, I finished 3rd at America's Strongest Man. Then New Year's Day, 2022, I ended up having a massive heart attack.
Jesus. Oh my God.
I had the Widowmaker. So competing at America's Strongest Man and World's Strongest Man, I was in heart failure and had no idea. According to the doctors, I had been in heart failure for months. All the signs and symptoms were there, but me being an athlete, I'm just always the person that says, oh, it's something else. I just put it off as something else.
You'll push through it.
Yeah, always. And then New Year's Day, I had the Widowmaker.
Wow.
And it hit me while I was driving.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I ended up having 2 stents put in. The doctor did tell me, the cardiologist told me, I guess 20 plus years he's been a cardiologist. He said I was the first person he's ever seen that had the Widowmaker that didn't have no heart damage, no tissue damage, no muscle damage, no valve damage. Like I had nothing.
Wow.
He said the only thing he could attribute it to was my training, because in strongman we push ourselves till a lot of times we just black out, pass out.
Yeah.
He said so my heart was so used to being under stress that I had no heart damage from the heart attack from the Widowmaker.
Wow. Now, did you go back to strongman after that heart attack?
Yeah. So funny story. He told me, he said, wait 7 days, don't do nothing, because I'm the type of person, I would have been back in the gym 2 days later.
Yeah.
So day 8, I was back in the gym, and I was bench pressing.
Did he know that? I mean, when you're telling me he said wait 8 days, I'm thinking wait 8 days to do anything. Did he know you were going back into the gym?
Yeah, he knew. He could tell by my personality.
Yeah.
So he just said wait 7 days, and so day 8 I was back in the gym. 3 or 4 months later, I can't remember exactly. I think it was March, April. Yeah, so 3 months later, I actually competed in strongman again and won my next competition.
No kidding. Yeah. Wow. Now,
and we had to pull a plane. So after my heart attack, my first event and my first strongman competition coming back was pulling an airplane.
You could work at an airport, taxiing planes in, up to the gate, away from the gate.
Yeah.
First of all, you go from strongman to the restaurant business. Why the restaurant business? Do you have experience?
No. So that's another story. It was completely by accident. Cooking has been something I've always did, just being in the fitness industry. I've been in the bar business since I was 18, and I have a very, very big A-type personality. If I do something, I want to be the best that I do. I don't want somebody to be able to tell me somebody's better than me at anything. And that's just my personality. My idea was my wife could cook and I would run the bar. But then my wife was a GM at the resort, so she couldn't just walk away from that. So then I took a manager job at another restaurant locally, a big high. I wanted to learn more or less the high end, the fast pace. So I took a manager job there.
Did you know all along that you were doing this in order to be more well-versed in the restaurant business because you were going to open your own place again eventually?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
We didn't know how or where. We just knew that was what we wanted. While I was there, we bought a food truck. So we went down to Florida and bought a food truck, a food trailer, came back. So with our food trailer, we started doing a lot more sauces and recipes. And our main thing was it's called rolling wings. So
okay.
It was wings. I just got in the kitchen, started playing around with sauces, and that's how it all started. We started doing wing competitions, and we won a couple big competitions. There was 15 or 20 food trucks from up and down the East Coast.
Yeah.
And we won best wings.
Wow.
And from there, it kind of took off a lot more for us.
So how does Dirty Myrtle come into the picture?
So for about 6 years, my wife and I had this idea to open up a saloon. Dirty Myrtle, it was supposed to be Dirty Myrtle Saloon, which was an idea we've had. My wife's born and raised here, and a lot of people come back on the Dirty Myrtle name and they say, oh, well, it's like negative. No, my wife's born and raised here.
Oh, come on. Have a sense of humor,
exactly.
For God's sakes. Go ahead.
Yeah. And if you look at our menu, you could tell our personalities on the menu. We're not, so I ain't going to say politically correct, but we just try to be different.
Yeah.
My wife's born and raised here. She's been here 52 years. So, and most of the people that don't like it are people that transplanted here. And,
yeah.
We met a guy, he introduced us to Barry, which is our landlord. It wasn't the right building for a saloon. So that's where the Dirty Myrtle Wing Company come from. It was the location, the building. We always want to use the Dirty Myrtle name to bring a different meaning to it, to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah. What are some of the things about opening a restaurant that surprised you? Enough for another show, right?
Yeah, like it's very rough. One, we fought tooth and nail with the city, especially over the name.
What can you go into that? Why did you have to fight with the city about the name?
Because they didn't want Dirty Myrtle.
Okay.
We got approved for our temporary sign, our alcohol license, our business license. So when it came to the cab to approve our sign on our building, we already had our temporary sign on the building. It got denied. Well, what they didn't know was we had a recording of the meeting. And during the meeting, the whole thing was they denied it because of our name, which they can't do. So our attorney got involved with the city attorney, and it just turned into a big thing. And the mayor got involved, and they called us back, and they were like, look, give us 2 weeks. We got our sign, and we do more for veterans and first responders than any other restaurant in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
Like we do fundraisers. If a veteran comes to us and needs help, we raised almost $3,000 for a veteran in 48 hours.
Yeah.
We put a fundraiser together. So when people come to us that need help, we do one of the biggest toy drives.
I was going to ask you about that. I read about that.
Yeah, that's become an annual thing. We shut down on Thanksgiving Day. Along with our family, we actually had some help this past year from the Carolina Trikers. They came in, and we feed all the first responders and veterans that don't have no family, that don't have nowhere to go, first responders that are on duty. They come and eat with us on Thanksgiving Day while we're closed, along with our families.
Yeah.
So we do our family dinner at Dirty Myrtle, but it's also open to all first responders and veterans.
And I've got to, first of all, that's absolutely brilliant. I mean, how can you argue with that? You got a sign that a handful of people have a problem with. And like I said earlier, have a sense of humor, for Christmas sakes. Yet in turn, you do all of that charity work. So
Yes.
For those who are not comfortable with the sign, get over it. Why wings?
Wings were what we did on our food truck. My wife and I would say I think we got 42 or 43 recipes now. 30 of them are ours, our personal recipes that we just got in the kitchen and one way or another just came up with a sauce.
They're made in-house?
Yes, about 30 of them are.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's like running a restaurant in itself, making that many sauces. That's incredible.
During COVID, Mondays, we would always go eat wings. And it's just one of them things we enjoy doing.
Yeah.
I know everybody likes wings, and it's no matter where we went, it was just people like wings.
Yeah, because I don't know if you're aware of this. I would say probably pizza first, and then maybe wings or burgers have to be the most subjective item that people eat there's so many different opinions about it, just like pizza and burgers. So I always give credit to folks like yourself who not only open up a business, but are serving a specialty item that people, you love them, right?
Yes,
and I'm sure you had friends who loved them.
Yes.
I opened up a pizzeria in Los Angeles, knowing all the time that I like the pizza. My family did, my friends did, but that doesn't necessarily translate into sales in a restaurant. But you're doing it. So where does your meat come from?
Yeah, so right now most of our stuff comes from Beach Meats. They're actually a locally owned place.
Wings as well?
Yeah, wings, hamburger meat. A lot of I still get a lot of my other stuff from like U.S. Foods, like certain seasons and stuff.
Gotcha.
Because when you try to change certain seasons, it's going to change the taste.
Right.
But the Beach Meats, their hamburger meat is like freshly ground in the back.
They grind it?
They grind it. Yes.
Before they deliver it to you.
Yes, it's freshly ground. So our hamburgers are fresh. None of that stuff we ever serve is frozen. Everything's as fresh as we can get it.
That is very impressive. We
get wing deliveries every day. So it's our wings are every day coming in, and then the next day, except for Saturdays, we get enough on Saturdays for Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
But other than that, we get deliveries every morning.
That is very impressive. What else do you have on your menu besides wings? Is there anything else?
Yes, we do smash burgers. We have flatbread pieces, which cooked on a stone oven.
Yeah. Like
our 4-way fries, buffalo tots, some specialty stuff that you really can't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
And all of our stuff is fresh. We only have a few things we serve frozen. We keep everything as fresh as possible.
Like I said, I'm going to talk about it later on in the show. Now, you also have another business.
In March, I think it was March 13th, we opened Big T Saloon in Murrells Inlet. And we also have a Dirty Myrtle in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yes. We opened it September 11th last year.
But the newest business is right here in Murrells Inlet, right?
Yes, it's Big T Saloon in Murrells Inlet.
Yeah. How long you been open?
March 13th.
Oh, that's right.
We have live music 5 nights a week. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have bands.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday night is karaoke, which we do 50-cent wings on karaoke. So we have our wings at Big T Saloon.
That blew me away when I saw that. I were to go to Dirty Myrtle, it's not that far, but to know that Dirty Myrtle wings are right around the corner for me is probably dangerous. Now, do you have the same amount of sauces there?
We have about 13 to 15 flavors there. But it's all the popular ones we have there.
Yeah.
Wednesday nights become our biggest night of the week there. The 50-cent wings, and along with, we do a karaoke competition every Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I was by there yesterday. It was packed.
Yeah, we have bands every Sunday from 3:30 to 7:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sunday's a big day for us.
When I first saw your sign go up, I thought to myself, God, I hope they can do it, because it seems like that location has a slight stigma about it.
Yes.
It doesn't hang around long. But from what I've seen, as I pass by the parking lot, you're not going to have a problem with that.
But with us having our reputation we have at Dirty Myrtle,
Yeah.
and coming down, it's changed a lot.
Folks, that is Troy Bennett. He and his wife, Tracy, are the owners of the Dirty Myrtle Wing Company in Myrtle Beach, also in Fayetteville, and just opened Big T's. That's at 3010 Business 17 in Myrtle's Inlet. Give both of these places a try. Absolutely fascinating gentleman. And if you could see this man, there is a reason why he is winner of many strongman contests. And frankly, I think if everybody knew his physical stature, I think they would be a lot more reluctant to leave some of the little snippy remarks on Facebook and everything else. Troy, thank you so much for coming in. Fascinating story. Stay healthy, and I hope you'll come back.
Yes, thank you for having me, and I'll come back anytime.
Excellent. And when we come back, staying with the Dirty Myrtle Wing Company theme, we're going to have one of the servers from there. She's a cool gal. You're going to like her. Hey, folks, welcome back to Talking About Food. I don't normally go to places that everybody's talking about. Go figure. I've got a show called Talking About Food, but it's only because 9 times out of 10, the influencers get going, right? And then another influencer will comment about the same restaurant, and all of a sudden there's this big tidal wave of people rushing to the latest popular spot, and then I end up going there and I go, what's everybody talking about, But this one in particular, my wife was telling me about because her friends at work often go there. And it's called Dirty Myrtle Wing Company. And I love wings. I mean, who doesn't? And very often they're a dime a dozen, but not this place. It's a good place. And having owned and operated a restaurant for 10 years, I know great workers when I see them. And my friend and I had a server the other day, and my friend is also a former restaurant owner, and after she came up to the table, took our order, and we looked at each other and we went, yeah, she's good. She's good. Her name is Kaitlin Pryor, and she works at Dirty Myrtle. She keeps that place going. Seems like it to me anyway. Kaitlin, welcome to Talking About Food.
Thank you.
How did you get started in the hospitality business?
When I was 18, it's the first thing I jumped into.
Yeah.
It was the easiest thing to get hired doing.
Yeah.
So
where did you work?
I did Dunkin' Donuts, and then I went to Buffalo Wild Wings for a good chunk of time.
Oh, okay.
I did a little hole-in-the-wall bar down in Blythewood, South Carolina.
Yeah. What was it called?
The Nutty Squirrel, I think.
Yeah. Was it a good place?
It was fantastic.
You say it was what kind of bar?
It's like a hole in the wall. It's like a little
hole in the wall, which happened to be my favorite types of places.
Absolutely.
Bar. Did they have food?
Yep.
How was it?
It was fantastic.
Get out of here. Wow. You and I talked for like 15 minutes before this. You never mentioned that.
Honestly, I forget about it because it was so long ago.
Yeah. What kind of food did they have there? Hold on. Where is Blythe?
Blythewood, near Northeast Columbia in South Carolina.
Okay.
Which is kind of where I grew
Blythewood.
up.
Yeah.
So
what kind of food they have there?
wings, generally speaking, just bar food. It was super
Burgers?
I don't remember if they had burgers. I know they had wings because I remember I had to go back in the back and cook them one day.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But they were good.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, okay. So after that, then what'd you do?
I was doing, so I was doing that. I was doing Buffalo Wild Wings, and then I was one of the opening servers at the BJ's in Harbison, which is in Columbia.
Yeah.
After
I've
that,
never
I
been to a
moved.
BJ's. That's along the lines of like a TGI Fridays, that kind of thing.
It's a little bit fancier than that.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, then what?
Then I dipped off for a little bit in my life.
Yeah.
Had a kid, made some bad decisions.
Like what?
Like I was an addict for a little while.
Is that right?
Yep. So I wasn't working.
Right.
And then 3 years ago, got clean
Good.
and immediately started working at Burger King.
Yeah, that's okay.
Loved my manager.
Hold on a second. So you were out there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were out there and you became addicted. You got yourself up and got yourself some help.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been clean for nearly 3 years.
No, over 3 years.
Over 3 years. That's very important. I'm glad you straightened me out on that. You've been clean for over 3 years, but you come out of this this haze and you get yourself a job at Burger King.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
With an ankle monitor on my leg.
wow. For all of you listen out there, man, don't give me any excuses, folks. Don't give me any excuses. Okay, so you worked there at Burger King for how long?
It was about 2 years. It was the amount of time, basically, of my probation.
Yeah.
I had to do a program, which is what the ankle monitor was for, and then
By the way, for all the listeners, I had no idea about this until we were talking, until just now. And it's all starting to make sense why this woman is as good as she is. Go ahead, Kaitlin. I'm sorry.
you're good. Basically, I worked there for about 2 years until my probation was up. Once my probation ended, I literally that weekend moved back home to where my son was because my mom had him
Yeah.
because of those poor decisions.
Yeah.
But at that point, I had my daughter as well. I had my daughter once I was clean.
Right.
I think it was like a year and a half, 2 years in. But yeah, then I moved back down here. I worked at one restaurant for like 2 months. They had just opened, and it wasn't really a good fit for me
What makes you say that? I'm just curious.
because it was fine dining,
Yeah.
and I'm not like I can be, but just at the time, like it wasn't.
Wasn't a good fit. That
Generally
happens.
speaking,
No, that happens. It happens. Would you try another fine dining restaurant ever?
probably.
Yeah. Because
But-
I wonder, like I just said, I was not good at it, but sometimes I think to myself, I mean, my wife and I will go out, not often, and have a $400 dinner. And I don't necessarily think that server physically worked any harder than what you do.
Oh, absolutely.
And
not.
meanwhile, they're making 5, 6, 7
And
times.
90% of the time, the fine dining places make enough money to where they can have food runners, servers,
Yeah.
this, that, and the third.
Okay.
Well, continue where I'm at right now because I absolutely love my job. But I start school on the 25th
Yeah.
to get I'm going totally to get my social work degree.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my associates in human services right now, which will end up in me being an addictions counselor.
Oh, good for you. Giving back and getting paid for it.
Who better to help than the people that have been through it?
Yeah, of course. What about the hospitality business attracted you?
I like being around people.
Yeah.
I've done the warehouse work. It doesn't work for me
Yeah.
because I don't have anybody to interact with.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes interactions aren't that great, like it's just I thrive when I'm around people and I thrive in the chaos of a busy restaurant.
Yeah.
And it's always done me right with money.
Yeah.
Let's be
That
real.
helps.
The fast money is just like the fast money from when I was making bad choices.
Yeah.
But this time it's,
Yeah.
doing right.
Fast money and good choices.
Yep.
Place where you work now, Dirty Myrtle Wing Company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're fantastic. Oh my gosh. I love working for them.
Yeah. Good people.
Yes.
Yeah. So you've been there how long?
Maybe like 2 months.
Doesn't seem like you're new, I can tell you that. What is it about Dirty Myrtle Wing Company that you like, as opposed to, say, some of the other places you've worked?
It's very homey. It's very family. everyone, it's not like, oh my God, I have to go to my corporate job.
Right.
It's, I get to go to my job where everybody's cool with each other. There's not really animosity there. There's no crazy, oh my God, corporate's barging down on us. No, it's like there's two owners, there's a manager or two. Like, we all understand what it takes to get the job done. Yeah. Everybody's doing what they need to be doing.
It's good food. It's good atmosphere to work in. You obviously enjoy what you do. You're obviously good at what you do. And then you start to see a bad review pop up here and there. Because look, even the best restaurant out there is going to get bad reviews.
Well, and we're all human.
Yeah, of course.
Everybody's going to have a bad day. Sometimes there's going to be things that happen.
If you were to see reviews out there, what do you think sort of hits at your core that bothers you?
So, like, I know a lot of people, I've seen actually specifically people complain about the 10% to-go fee and kind of stupid stuff like that. Like, I understand it's not stupid to some people. I get it.
What I'm laughing about is we're in the hospitality business. We're here to serve others. Another reason why I laugh is because we're constantly tempering our responses to questions like this. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying, just let loose.
So look, if you get a 10% to-go fee, guess what? It's not 10% for someone to just put the stuff in the bag. On top of taking your to-go order, because I host and I serve. There's 2 or 3 days a week that I'm up at that host.
You're doing double duty.
Exactly. I have no problem with it. I love it.
Yeah.
But I have to seat people. I have to make sure the tables are cleaned off and taken apart if they were put together. I have to take orders over the phone. I have to take orders in front of me. So if I'm on the phone taking your to-go order and 2 people walk in, one wants to go sit down and one wants to order to go, I've got to juggle all 3 things at once. I'm not just standing there taking your order and just putting it in a bag. And like, I get people are stickler with their money. I get it. You're coming to a place to have them prepare the food for you and serve you your food with your napkins and everything you could possibly freaking need. But you want to complain about $1.60 on your $20 bill.
Yeah. How about the people that call in a to-go order and they haven't made up their mind yet what they want?
Oh my God. And then they're asking you a bunch of...
Go ahead.
They're asking you a bunch of freaking questions. And like, I have no problem answering your questions.
Yeah.
I understand. That's what I'm here for. That is my job.
Yeah.
My job is to know all the answers to your questions. But can you look at the menu before you call? Please.
Oh, but of course, they only go into detailed questions when you've got 5 people waiting.
Oh, yes. At the door. Absolutely.
Then they're shouting to their husband, Joe, do you want the such and such sauce?
Well, then I'm like, you guys can go ahead and sit down. And I'm like trying to whisper it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, what? On the phone. I'm like, nothing. I was also trying to do something else.
Yeah.
My problem is you cannot call Dirty Myrtle Wings and ask what flavor of wings we have. How many flavors are there? Yeah. Like, I want to say like 30, if not more.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What about, in the restaurant customers? Like, are there little idiosyncrasies that just drive you nuts?
I mean, it depends on the day. Generally speaking, our customers are well behaved.
Yeah.
Considering some of the places that I've been and some of the people that I've encountered, I have not encountered a ton of nuisance. I don't know how to say that.
Yeah.
I haven't encountered a lot of terrible people at this job.
What about other places you've worked in? Do situations come to mind where you
people just get rude? Like, people don't understand. I'm busting my ass to make sure you get everything you need. You don't have to be mean to me. I don't mean, oh my God, if they don't come to your table for 15 minutes, that's a different story.
Right. So would you say that old saying, the customer is always right?
No, it's not right at all. The customer is not always right. There's certain things that just aren't worth the argument.
Yeah.
So like, we'll just, yeah, sure. You're totally right. We'll let you have it and move on. Some customers literally come in places ready to fight.
Sometimes, can't you?
You can. Generally speaking, from the moment someone sits down and you interact with them, you can tell how the interaction for the rest of their meal is going to go.
Yeah.
Sometimes people will surprise you. I have had people very standoffish. You kind of have to change your personality when you go to each table based off of how those people are. So some people, they just want to have their lunch in peace. So you just take them everything they need, make sure they got everything, check on them a couple times, give them their ticket, and they're gone.
And you know how to read that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. If you can't read a room, you can't serve.
Do you think there are some people that just can't be trained to do this kind of work?
Honestly, if you have it in you, you have it in you. There's some people that are mediocre at it. They're just not that great, but they can do it. There's some people it's not meant for you.
But
And
I mean, like that particular customer that you said, you could feel they just wanted to be left alone.
Yeah,
So
no,
you
you
didn't
can't.
bother them. Can you? I don't know.
You can't teach that.
Yeah.
You have to be able to, I don't, it's just a personality trait you have to have.
Yeah.
And like some people have it, some people don't. Sometimes I have it. So honestly, sometimes I just yap.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm over here talking and trying to like have a good time with the table and they're just not interested. So
But-
then I cut down on it.
But there's the difference between you and a server who doesn't have that capability. That's why I agree with you. I don't believe that this type of work can always be taught, especially the exact topic that we're talking about, and that is, like you said, it's reading the room. But many years ago, in my 20s, I took a job as a server in a Mexican restaurant. I was horrible. I was not mean to people. I thought I could read. I was just terrible. And they kindly, this nice couple, it was a mom and pop that owned the restaurant. They asked me to leave. and I got it. I mean, it didn't destroy me or anything like that. So I wasn't real good at it. Are there any other things that sort of bother you about customers that you have to keep under your breath? Because
All right.
that's
So look, here's one thing first and foremost. Is as a host and as a server, if I tell you to go sit at a table, and this goes for any restaurant, not even just Dirty,
Yeah.
because it really doesn't happen a lot at Dirty because we keep up with our stuff. But anywhere, if you walk into a restaurant and I tell you, go have a seat, or you're allowed to pick your own table, why would you sit at the dirty table when there's a clean one right next to you? That's what I want to. What goes through your mind?
that says no, not this one. I'll
Oh my
take this there.
Some people literally come in there ready to start a fight. I'm not kidding you. Like they come in there looking for something to be wrong. You always have a customer like that. You're always going to have those types of people. And I think they're just miserable and they want everyone to be miserable with them. And it's crazy.
There are so many things that go on in the service industry that people who have never owned or been in the service industry that just go right over their heads.
I really, honest to God, think every single person should work a shift in the service industry, because until you do that, you do not know what we have
I'll
to
take
go
it.
through
I'll
every day.
take it a step way further than that. I think everybody out of school before they enter college or any other type of education, they should do a year in the service industry.
Just work with the public. Generally speaking, I don't have these problems at Derby, which
Yeah.
is one of the reasons why I love working there.
I'll tell you a story that happened one time. We were busy. I think there was about a half an hour wait. The hostess would rarely come up to the pizza oven while we were working. You know what that's like.
Yeah, you can't
Tickets
really move.
flying all over the place. The pizzas are cooking in 3 minutes. I take my eye off that for 30 seconds and it could screw me up. I would train them by saying, if you come up to me with a situation, bottom line it. Just tell me what the thing is. So she comes up this one time and she says, Maya Rudolph, the actress, is at the door and she wants to know if she can get a table. She used to be on SNL. And I said, how long is the wait to the hostess? She goes, well, actually, it's a half an hour. Certainly she can get a table in a half an hour. and she went back and she told the actress that, and the actress left. Later on, the hostess, who was a struggling actress like every server in Los Angeles, and she said to me, I can't believe I had to turn away my favorite actress.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, guess what? Puts her pants on one leg at a time. So what are your favorite items on the menu?
Burgers are absolutely
up. Here we are
delicious.
About wings and
No,
the
but they're-
burgers.
Look, they went viral because somebody did a review. I think it was Keith and Jess. They do food reviews. They did something on the big burger, the Gravitron that we have.
What is that?
It's like 4 patties and it's got like 2 chicken strips on it,
Yeah.
and it's tossed in the niche sauce. It's a big big burger. But they make them. They're the smash burgers, and they're absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
That is like my go-to thing to get.
I've been trying to get Keith and Jess to come on the show for a while.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah, they haven't even responded.
Oh.
It's all right. They'll eventually come in to kiss the ring.
Of course.
But what about wings?
So the garlic parmesan and the sweet chiliaki are my go-tos every time. Every time. And that ranch.
Is that the spicy ranch?
No.
That's what I had. The one that's ranch that's
The blazing Asian.
Yeah.
You had the blazing Asian.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get 502?
I don't think
think you got the sweet one, no.
No.
But you got the hot one, yeah.
Yeah. You remember that.
Yeah, because you asked me about hot.
That was days and days ago. She still remembers. She's probably waited on 100 or 200 people since me, and she remembers that. Wow. That is Kaitlin Pryor of Dirty Myrtle Wing Company. You're an absolute joy. Thank you so much for coming in. And folks, if you only go to Dirty Myrtle Wing Company just to see Kaitlin, it's worth it. And tell her the private chef to the stars sent you.
I'll be glad to see anybody. I love working there, and I love my customers.
It is so blatantly obvious that you love working there. And you're a gem. Thanks so much. I'm going to give a commentary on the Dirty Myrtle Wing Company when we get back. Stick around. I don't follow most of the influencers out there because most of them, an operative word being most, not all, but most of them are mercenaries. What they will do is they will post beautiful pictures and write lavish things about restaurants because either they're paid for doing it or they've been given perks. You know, bring a couple of your friends in, dinner's on the house, that kind of thing. And I learned about that when I had a restaurant in Los Angeles, and I struggled. It was tough making the rent every month, paying all the employees. It was a hard slog, and I never made a dime on it. So I was desperate. Now, it's how I first learned about influencers, and they would come in and say, hey, we think you got a good thing here. And look, we've got, 7 million followers. And if you want to get on the bandwagon with us, we can help you. And of course, I would jump on and find out later on that I either had to pay them or give them free dinners whenever they came in, them and their friends. And I just thought it was terrible. That's how I learned about it. However, they're not always wrong. And like I said before, they're not all this way. And I can usually decipher, even from a distance, who is legit and who is not. One of the restaurants that had popped up on a number of the different influencer sites was the restaurant that I've been talking about, Dirty Myrtle Wing Company. So I avoided it for a while until, like I said earlier, my wife was telling me that a lot of her friends, she works in the area, a lot of her friends go there and speak highly of it. And I thought, you know what? Some of the excitement has worn off. So I'm going to head over there. Went over there with my buddy. And I have to tell you, and I'll get into this in a second, it was, I think, the best experience that I have had in a restaurant in the Grand Strand since I moved here. Now, I know people are going to be saying, it's a wing place. Yeah, I know it's a wing place. But they do what every other restaurant does. They perform this free exchange of goods. They give me something and I pay for it. And it was well worth it. And it was a total experience, not just about the food, not just about the service, but it was everything together. My friend and I walked in. We were immediately seated by the hostess. And I would say it was lunchtime, middle of the week, half filled. It seemed like a nice crowd. It must have been like 50-seat restaurant. It was a nice crowd, but we got seated immediately. And just a few moments later, our lovely server came by. You heard her in the last segment. And gave us our menus and took our drinks. She was pleasant. She was funny. And my buddy who was with me, he has been in the restaurant business as well. So he and I kind of know what to look for. And we looked at the menu. We both looked at each other and said, now this is how a menu should be put together. And we both agree that sometimes you go into restaurants and there are so many items on the menu, you don't know where to start. This was a well put together menu. It was easy to read. They have, I think Troy, the owner, was saying in the first segment, they've got 42 sauces. But they had, I'm guessing, like 15 different signature types of wings. So it was easy to navigate through the wing menu. And like I said, they have like 42 sauces, so you didn't have to choose what some of their signature wing dishes were. You could, leave off an ingredient, add another sauce or whatever, but it was so beautifully designed. I really, really was impressed by that. Like I said, it didn't take you an hour to try to figure out exactly what you wanted. By that time, the server had come back, and there was some real comical banter. I mean, you have two guys who were older with a young gal that could handle herself. She was confident. She was funny. And we both told her that it was our first time there, so she kind of helped us through what we were looking for. I wanted something a little spicy. She said, I think you might like this. I said, you know what? I'm not crazy about that combination. Then you should try this. And it worked out just beautifully. My buddy, he doesn't take too well to spicy food, so he had asked her for 2 or 3 recommendations. She zeroed in exactly what he wanted, and we just had a wonderful time there. Didn't take long for the wings. It was just the right amount of time, because sometimes you'll sit down, you order something, and if it comes too quickly, you almost get the feeling that it's been sitting out. But this was just the right amount of time. Not too short, not too long. Gave my friend and I a chance to have a conversation and catch up and look about the place and make comments about how clean it was. You can often tell by looking at the staff and their demeanor, not just the server that is serving you, but the others around. If they're walking around, they got smiles on their face or their heads in a phone. And it was just wonderful. There was a real cool, upbeat, happy vibe to this place. And then the wings came. And both my friend and I, we love wings. I used to do wings in the wood-fired oven at my restaurant, and I thought that I had the best wings around. And these were equally as good. And here's what I love about a properly done wing. It's crispy. It's juicy, not dry. They're on the large side, but not over the top large, where you almost feel like you're getting a drumstick, because I've experienced that thing at times. Some people think bigger is better, not necessarily in this arena. They weren't too small. They were just right. Meaty, crunchy, juicy. And here's the secret sauce here. When they're tossed in the sauce, the wing holds its crispiness. And both my friend and I said, we said the same thing. We looked at each other, we're like, they're crispy. Yeah. And he held up a wing, and you could see the sauce slowly dripping from the wing. So it was really terrific. And here's the other thing. 6 wings for $7.99. And most of these sauces are made in-house, which is really the icing on the cake. I mean, and I don't care. If I'm at a wing place and I get wings tossed in a certain sauce and I love the sauce, bottom line is I really don't care. but somebody who goes the extra mile. I think what Troy was saying earlier was 30 of the 42 sauces are made in-house. That is true dedication to one's business. 10 wings for $13.99. My buddy and I, we each got a basket of wings, and we ordered another basket just so we can both try. And then we had 3 different types of wings to talk about, and they were all delicious. This is a good place, folks. It's run well. You heard Troy in the beginning talk about his passion, he and his wife's passion for this restaurant. You heard Kaitlin Pryor, one of the finest servers I've ever seen in an establishment like this. Give it a try. It's worth it. I'm telling you the truth. You don't have to worry that you're hearing it from some mercenary influencer. It's a good place. And they're at 2297 South Kings Highway in Myrtle Beach. Check it out. I think you're going to like that. And coming up next week, we have the owners of the restaurant Local Eat, Drink, Celebrate in Pawleys Island at the Hammock Shops. We have the partnership, husband and wife, John Dabrowski, the chef, and his wife, Peta Dabrowski, coming in. That's going to be really interesting. They got cool backgrounds, and I dined there a couple of months ago by myself, and I had a real good meal. I can't wait to talk to them about it and see how they devise the menu. It's an eclectic menu, works, cool place. I was there when it was cold, and one of the rooms that I was sitting in had a fireplace. It was a real neat kind of place. So check that out next episode. And that's going to wrap it up for episode 37. Hope you guys enjoyed. Talked a lot about wings. I'm hungry now. So anyway, go out and have some wings, or if you stay home, I'm sure you can handle it because you are your family's private chef. Thanks for listening.